Good. We will start the session in a couple of minutes. Before
Yes,
that,
sir.
I just want to make an announcement. This will come to you through official email also, that those whose attendance is critical will lose the internal marks. The decision has been already taken. So based on your first month attendance, the parents will be informed and the letters will be sent. So kindly convey the message to everyone, those who are not attending the sessions. Either they face this consequence or they should start attending the classes. Anything which is not satisfactory in terms of attendance will lead to further losing the internal marks for the respective half credit or a full credit course. Whether it is a subject core course or a generic core course, it doesn't matter. So give this message to everyone. The decision has been taken. In a day or two, probably the parents and other people will be intimated accordingly. So today I am going to finish the chapter 1 of marketing management and we will move on to chapter number 2. There are only few topics which are remaining to be discussed under the chapter number 1, and after that I'll be straight away moving towards chapter 2. I have seen many of you had attempted the online quiz of marketing management being given to you earlier, but still many of you had missed that. So if the students are not paying attention towards such announcements, the loss would be theirs, because we won't be giving any marks to anyone just based on the face value. I'm sharing a PowerPoint screen right now for your reference. Is it visible now? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, visible.
Okay, fine. So in my last session, I had talked about what is branding, how it is relevant, what role does it plays in product positioning and other things. We have also discussed the concept of brand equity, which is the perceived value of a brand in the mind of the customer, and the factors that contributes towards creating a powerful brand equity. We had also talked about how the brand equity is important in brand associations, in brand awareness, in creating brand loyalty, and what we call it as word of mouth publicity. Today, in the digital environment, when the companies are transitioning from the traditional marketing to the digital marketing, it is very important to focus on the loyalty, because loyal customers, they do positive word of mouth publicity. That positive word of mouth publicity sometimes create the brand associations. The more you are associated with a brand, the more you would be loyal, and that loyalty will significantly help the company to increase their brand valuation. So my next slide for today, it is about the most valuable brands worldwide in 2021. This is the latest report. As you can see, if you start comparing the economies of the world, Apple, Amazon, and Google, their total brand valuation is more than the GDP of many countries. Apple is having the total brand valuation estimated as 263.38 billion US dollars, followed by Amazon having 254.19 US billions dollars, Google having present report is 195 US billion dollar. When the time with this particular report was taken, at that time it was 191.22. You can see Microsoft is at number 4 position, having a net brand value of 140.44 billion US dollars, Samsung having 103 US billion dollars, Walmart 94, Facebook 81.5, ICBC 72.80, Verizon 69% approx 69 billion US dollars approximately, WeChat having 68 billion US dollars, China Construction Bank 59.65 US billion dollar, Toyota 59.5 approx US billion dollar, and Mercedes Benz. So Indian companies are nowhere in the brand valuation amongst the top 10. But yes, very soon I'm hopeful that many other Indian companies will become in that particular list and they will have that particular brand valuation. Now the next thing is, the good thing to cheer about is recently a survey has made it public that India is at number fifth position in terms of foreign direct investment inflows. So there is a lot more to cheer. The highest foreign direct investment happened in United States for the last 1 year. Followed by that, there is China. India is at number fifth position. So when China is getting a lot of foreign direct investment, and across the globe, when China is at number two position after US, it clearly indicates that there is negative effect of COVID on the economy of China, as they are getting more foreign direct investment inflows as compared to earlier. And this is the latest report. So moving ahead, brand valuation is being created as a terms of brand equity. The more would be the perceived value of a brand, more would be the valuation. As you can see, people preferring Coca-Cola over any XYZ drink. That means people having more value for this brand. The more you give value to a brand, in terms of valuation, it will fetch you. In case in terms of the valuation, it will fetch the company more brand value, and that more brand value will affect the overall goodwill of the company. It will also affect the overall brand positioning of the company. It will also affect the net wealth of the company. So it is all your gut feeling which makes a particular brand as one of the most powerful brand. Now talking about the stages of brand development. If you have to develop a brand, what are the particular stages? So here you can see the pyramid. On the base you have salience, then performance, imagery, judgments, feelings, and resonance. These are certain jargons which we are using in that particular marketing terminology, and everything has got a meaning. So on the base, as you can see, the term called as salience, that is actually the quality of being particularly noticeable or important. In other words, it is all about the prominence. So, as we can see that India is having a prominent place in terms of vaccine production. By the end of December 2021, India is likely to produce 270 crores of doses. So, in that case, India will be in a position to supply to other countries and export to other countries which do not want the vaccines from Russia or from China or from United States because being so expensive. So salience is one important thing. So let us first of all understand about the stages of brand development. Suppose today if you are just a student and you have to become a brand, you should be recognized by all. You should be at least recognized in your city or in your town or in your locality as a brand. People should know you that you are such a such person with that much of expertise. So they will always come to you. They will always take your opinion. For that thing to happen, you need to create yourself as a powerful brand, starting from identifying yourself. Who are you? If you are manufacturing a product or a service, then you have to understand what is the product or service all about. Where do you stand? That is meaning means what are you? What are you means, if you are just a newly entrant, then you have to take it in that way. If you are a very strong competitor already in the market, for example, the two major automobile companies, one is Hyundai, another one is Maruti Suzuki. Now, if you look at their particular competition, they are always competing for a particular price segment, which is very popular among the middle class. And that price segment is between 4 lakh to 9 lakh. This is the segment wherein they are getting the maximum sales of their particular cars. Now, here you have to first identify whether you are a Maruti, whether you are a Hyundai, or whether you are a Renault. Accordingly, that will help you to identify your SWOT. SWOT means strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and the threats. This will help you to tell yourself what about you. What about you means how you can go ahead in the market, what would be your response in terms of the competitors, in terms of the product positioning, in terms of creating brand equity, in terms of marketing mix. All these things would be the response factors that you need to take care of. And then finally, the relationships. What about you and me? It means you need to build the relationships. Without having the strong networking, without having good relationships with the suppliers, with the middleman, with the intermediaries, especially the dealers, distributors, the channel agents, the carrying and forwarding agents, the retailers, the stockists, you cannot create a strong, powerful brand. So you need to go ahead with identification of your own image. What is your own image in the market? Do you feel that the people knows you? If not, then how you can create your image? What should be the things which you should do step by step? All these things are going to lead towards creating a strong brand. And these are the stages in the brand development. So it starts with the prominence. You have to always tell about your USP. People will try you only when if you are different from others. People will try you as a product only if you have the expertise and the skills which is going to give the company an edge over the others. That is called as the salience. So every product, every service, whatever you are launching in the market has to have the salience. If you don't have that salience or the prominent feature in your product or service, people will say, why should I just go ahead and why should I just buy this particular product when I have already lot of other options? So this is how the things are. When we talk about the performance, as you know that performance greatly matters a lot. Without product performance, no one is going to trust you. Performance should be consistent. Imagery, it is very important. People imagine themselves using a product and getting the benefits of it. Example, the Glow and Lovely and Glow and Handsome. They are trying to create an imagining imaginary picture that once you use this particular product, you will glow, you will become handsome, you will become beautiful. Likewise, there are many other products, deodorants, the personal care products. Then you have other over-the-counter products. For example, the laxatives, the head, the painkillers. Everywhere you see that they are showing the imagery content. Even in case of the toothpaste, they show the doctor wearing that particular white color, uh, that particular coat, and then having a stethoscope, and then recommending you that particular Sensodyne toothpaste. So that creates an imagination, and then you go into that world, and then you start uh, just expecting that particular benefits of that particular product. So when we talk about any brand, when we talk about any product, any service, or be it you, imagery means visually descriptive or figurative language, especially in a literary work. Visual images collectively can make a very strong impact. For example, pizza and burger, whenever you see their advertisement, they show that particular picture of that particular pizza or burger that is mouth watering, lip smacking, and that actually make tempt you. The taste buds get tempted, and then you get that particular feeling to buy that particular pizza for yourself or for the family. So every brand should have that particular imagery content in it. It means it should be able to describe, for example, being human. It has been always associated with the youth. Then you have fast track. It is always associated with the youth, those who are adventure lover. Then you have others like Boat. Recently, it has become very popular electronic brand in India with a very small number of people, those who had started working in just 10 by 10 shop. Today, they are one of the major competitor for the Philips, for the Cisca, and for other electronic goods category. So this is also one kind of thing. they had built upon the imagery. Then you can see the advertisements of the smartphones. They always show you the photographs, they always show you the video, they always show you the things which probably help you to understand that if you use that particular phone, what would be the particular output, how the picture will look like. So that is called as the imagery content. Then you have judgment and feelings also. Over a period of time, based on the performance, based on the prominence, the imagery content, people will have a judgment. People will say this is fake, or this is substandard, this is counterfeit, or probably they will say this is one of the best, this is outperforming, this is outstanding. That is based on the feelings of the customers. So judgment generally gives the feelings, and then feelings could be positive or negative. Feelings develop the resonance. Resonance is very important, and as you all know that without resonance nothing will exist. Anyone from the science background over here? Anyone from the science background who can explain what is resonance? Okay, I don't want to waste the time. Brand resonance is basically how well a customer relates to a branded element, such as a retail product. It is how someone perceives a brand and their values or the goals. So brand resonance models are used to help in building the relationships with the customers. So suppose you are relating with Gucci brand, which is one of the very premium category accessories and apparel brand. It means that you see your personality at that particular level. That is why you are preferring that brand. If you are preferring Harley Davidson, if you are preferring Ducati, if you are preferring BMW bikes, if you are preferring the Ninja bikes, probably you are relating with the brand that my personality matches with that, and that is called as brand resonance. When people say that this is not of my style, this is not for my personality trait, it simply means that the people start relating to the particular brand. And when people start relating to a brand, that is actually the customers, it helps the company to connect with the customers and building the relationships. So this is very important. Now, talking about the branding objectives at each stage, as you can see, having the pyramid on the center with every particular stage. Here in case of performance and imagery, you try to develop the deep broad brand awareness through advertisement, sales promotion, mass marketing, personal selling, direct marketing, telemarketing, email marketing, digital marketing, etc. You try to create a deep, broad brand awareness. Now, the next stage is point of parity and difference. Here, you start comparing your brand with that of the other competitors. For example, as you can see in case of advertisement of Tide, they always compete with the other competitors, but they never highlight the name of any competitor. What they do is in one bucket, the particular in that particular commercial, you can see the boy or the housewife is pretending to use that particular dirty cloth and then pour in the particular bucket, the two buckets having Tide in one bucket and the other detergent powder in another bucket, and then she shows you the particular cleaned totally white that particular fabric. This is how the companies can create the deep broad brand awareness by giving some particular demonstration. Also it is quite possible. Then people can judge you based on your advertisements, based on the product performance, based on your overall availability, based on the pricing, based on your features, everything. So here you have to just tell your customer how different you are, why you are different. For example, the working women, the executive class women, they wanted to have some watch which should be elegant, it should look premium also. So for that, Titan had launched the Titan Raga range that was starting from 5,000 and it was up to 15,000 rupees. The ultimate purpose was just to target the middle class executive women, those who are going to the offices, those who want an elegant watch which should look very expensive and premium, at the same time that can actually comes in that particular affordable price. So that is how you can tell that our product is very looking very premium, but actually the price is not so high. This is one point of difference which you can create in terms of your watch segment. There are other points of difference which you can use. For example, the LED TVs. they always try to show the resolution part, because resolution is one of the greatest USP of any LED TV, whether it is smart TV or a 4K TV or whatever. They always show the resolution. This is where the company can create a point of parity and the difference. Talking about the resonance, you have to talk positive, being accessible reactions. You have to always respond to the customer's queries. You have to always attend to them, and then you can develop the intense, active loyalty through continuous uh, that particular brand, continuous brand resonance, or probably through continuous relationship building. And this is how you can create a strong brand value. Is the point clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Now, as we are going towards the end of this particular chapter number 1, I have one very special slide for you, especially for all. Maybe you are not from marketing specialization in majors, but this slide tells everything. As you can see on the picture, we have Jeff Bezos, always in top 3 position in terms of richest persons of the world. He gave a very strong statement: live as a brand or die like a commodity. The choice is yours. Commodity is very common. If you want to be a brand, you have to become something which is of value to others. This cannot be created in silos. You have to connect with others. You have to have the networking. You have to have that particular skills in you. You have to have that competitive edge in you, so that you can differentiate yourself from the commodity. Now, as we are moving ahead to the next chapter, that is pricing. Can you see the PowerPoint screen, please? The second chapter.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Pricing.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So pricing is the second P of marketing mix. When we talk about pricing, it is very, very significant for any particular product or a service. Without having the right pricing strategy, you cannot become successful in the market. You need to adjust your pricing time to time in response to the competition, in response to the technological changes. For example, Apple every year comes up with the new variant. Now, the previous models that become cheaper and cheaper every year when the new model is being launched. So pricing is very appropriate. They always focus on the creamy layer customers, and that is called as a skimming pricing strategy. Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, BMW, then Porsche, Bugatti, Maserati, Aston Martin, Rolls-Royce. These are the famous company. Lamborghini, then Ferrari. They are always targeting the
Porsche.
premium customers. Means they are not looking at the middle class customers. Their pricing is like that only. If they reduce their pricing, they will lose their brand value greatly, because rich people feel that it is a matter of status. It is called as a snob appeal in economics. It means that people want that product just to reflect their particular status symbol to the other people, and that is why pricing is very important. For some product, you need to keep the pricing very appropriate. For example, sanitizer, if it becomes expensive, people will stop using it. They will further search for some alternative for it. So pricing is really very important, because people are very much price sensitive in certain cases. FMCG products greatly suffers because of the pricing strategy. And if the pricing is not appropriate, customers are ready to get the substitute product. Customers are always ready to try something else. And that is what we have learned in law of demand. That is very important. So let us now try to understand the pricing strategy. After going through the chapter, you should be able to understand the points which I have highlighted here. The first is describing the major strategies for pricing initiative and the new products, explaining how the companies find a set of prices that maximize the profits from the total product mix, discuss how the companies adjust their prices to take into account the different types of customers and the situations, and discuss the key issues related to initiating and responding to the price changes. तो अब आते हैं प्राइस के बारे में. प्राइस बेसिकली याद रखिए, लाइफ में प्राइस वो नहीं होता जो आप पैसे के फॉर्म में केवल दे रहे हैं. प्राइस लाइफ में कुछ भी ऐसी चीज हो सकती है जिसको सैक्रिफाइस करके आपने कुछ हासिल किया। ये आपका टाइम हो सकता है, आपकी आपकी कोई इंपॉर्टेंट चीज हो सकती है। आपने कुछ भी पाने के लिए कुछ भी सैक्रिफाइस किया, वो है आपका प्राइस। वो अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट भी हो सकती है आपकी, राइट। आपने डिसाइड किया कि आपको एमबीए करना है, बट आप एमबीए ना करके आप एमसीए भी कर सकते थे। आप यही पैसा जो आपने एमबीए में यूज कर रहे हैं वो बैंक में डालते तो आपको इंटरेस्ट मिल सकता था। तो ये क्या है, प्राइस इज एवरीथिंग वॉट एवर यू पे इन योर इंटायर लाइफ इन ऑर्डर टू गेट समथिंग। आज आप डिग्री लेने के लिए जो अपना टाइम यहाँ पर स्पेंड कर रहे हैं, that is also the price you are paying. Price can have a different forms. We will now understand what is the meaning of price and what are the various examples of price. Price could be a commission, it could be an interest, it could be a bribe, it could be a fee, it could be in monetary terms, it could be in non-monetary terms. किसी के लिए आपने कोई काम कर दिया क्योंकि बदले में वो आपका काम करेगा. That is also the price which you are paying for in order to get the things done. So price has got a very strong meaning in life. People are coming to your shop from 20 kilometers to buy your person. It clearly means that they value your brand, and that the price they are paying, they are perceiving the brand value more than the price which they are paying in terms of fuel expenses, in terms of time which they are actually spending. As you can go to Pune city, you will find there is Bedekar Misal Pav Wala. He is number one in terms of the Misal Pav in Pune. In his particular outlet, there is a waiting period of minimum 1 hour to 2 hours. And then people are ready to wait for 1 hour or 2 hours for their turn for getting that misal pav. There is a Kalyani Veg restaurant in Kalyani Nagar, next nearby my home. One of the very famous veg restaurant in Kalyani Nagar. And that restaurant, which is exactly at the traffic signal, having a waiting period of almost half an hour during the daytime, and during evening time it has a waiting period of almost 45 minutes to 1 hour, but still people are ready to wait for that. It means they are ready to just spend their time for getting a good quality food, and that is why people are coming over there. The service is very fast, food is really very awesome. If you can get a chance to go over there, you should go. Then there is a Copper Chimney in Phoenix Mall, just next to my home. There is a Copper Chimney restaurant for which the waiting period is always more than 1 hour. That was pre-pandemic situation. Now post-pandemic, I haven't visited there, so I cannot say. But price is the time also. Price is the money also. Price means the non-monetary things also. Price means the gratification also. Price means anything which has been done in exchange for anything. So price is the value that the customer give up or exchange to obtain a desired product. Payment may be in the form of money, goods, services, favors, votes, or anything else that has the value to the other party. This is very important. So during school time, two students used to help each other in the examination. One student was giving the notes for the science, another student used to give the notes for the English. So they had exchanged the notes in order to get the help, and that is also one kind of prize or the favor which they were doing. So price is everywhere. In life, nothing is free. My dear friends, if you are here, you are paying a price for it. If you go to the market, you would be paying a price in terms of your time, in terms of fuel, in terms of other things which you would have done in case if that particular thing is not at that particular place. So that everything has been counted in the price. So people are very much price sensitive. They compare the price with the value of the product. If the value is more, they are ready to pay that price. If the value in their eyes or the perceived value is less, they will never pay the price for that. For example, Nokia can never sell their product at a price of 1 lakh or 1 lakh plus, because people have the perceived value of that brand today. But the situation would have been different when Nokia was successful while launching the N series mobile phone during the time when probably you were in schools. That was the time wherein people were dying to get that particular latest model of N series. The N95 was the last version of Nokia, which was very popular and which was one of the best smartphone in the category, having a price of 40,000 at the time. when people had thought multiple times to spend that much of amount in cell phones, especially that was the time in 2005-6 when Nokia had this particular model, and then people were buying that just because people were very much die-hard fan of Nokia. So Nokia could have tried that particular launching some premium category phone at that point of time that could have become successful. But today, considering the brand image of the company, it is quite difficult for the company to sell the product at that price because the perceived value of the brand in the eyes of the customer will always be lesser than what they are going to target. So when we talk about payment, it can be in any form, right? In terms of monetary payments, goods, services, favors, votes, anything else that has the value to the other party. When we talk about the formal definition, the amount of money that is being charged for a product or service, or the sum of values that the customer exchange for the benefits of having or using the product or service, it is called as the price. So आपने रेंट पे लिया अगर फ्लैट और आप उस पर रह रहे हैं, दैट इज ऑल्सो द प्राइस विच यू आर पेइंग फॉर दैट, राइट? आपने कभी रेंट पे किसी से स्पोर्ट्स गियर लिए, आपने बोला कि खेल के दे देंगे, कई बार आप ड्रेस लेते हैं ओकेजन में पहनने के लिए रेंट पे, दैट इज ऑल्सो द प्राइस. सो जब भी आपको कुछ चाहिए उसके बदले में आप जो कुछ भी पे कर रहे हैं उसका मतलब होता है प्राइस. नाउ व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट प्राइस, द रोल ऑफ प्राइस इज डिफाइंड इन two different ways. First is the objective pricing. Objective pricing is the amount of money a buyer pays to a seller in exchange for the products and the service. This is called as objective price. Means if I have to purchase anything from you and you are the seller, I am the buyer, I will pay X amount of money to you. In return of that, you will give me the goods or the product. That will be the objective pricing. Here the things are very clear. There is counter trade pricing also. That means a barter or trading of goods for goods without using the money. So pricing has two different roles. First is objective pricing, wherein you are paying money. In other case, which is called as counter trade pricing, there is a barter system wherein the goods or services are exchanged for goods or services without using any particular money. Now talking about the price and its names, price is synonymous to rent, fee, rates, commission, assessment fee, tuition fee, fare, toll, premium, bribe, salary, wage, interest, and tax. So these are the synonyms to the price. So price is not just that particular money, it is beyond that. So when we talk about beyond that, it means it is something which can be expressed in monetary terms as well as non-monetary terms also. Monetary and non-monetary things goes hand to hand even when you do your job, and that is very important. People say that why you are working for the company when the company is paying you less. Some people says that we are working just because we are getting the satisfaction, we are getting the recognition. So that could be the price which they are getting. So everything cannot be measured in monetary aspect. Remember friends, if you want to be a brand, stop calculating your particular personality or your particular brand image in terms of the monetary value or the net worth you are having. That is going to last very soon. But if you create a very strong image through your work, through your expertise and skills, you will be remembered for a long time. As we talk about price, price is something to the seller as the revenue and a source of profit. To the customer or the consumer, price is what you give up to get what you want in life. So this is very simple. When we talk about that, from the seller's perspective, they are setting a price so that they can earn the revenue. That revenue will be a source of profit. For the consumers, they are paying the price for the product in order to get anything, whatever they want. Now, let us understand about the basic price mix versus the basic price promotion mix. Price mix and price promotion mix are the two different elements. Price mix includes the fixed price and the terms of exchange. simple. When you purchase the clothes online, that time you are paying some amount of money, and then at the same time they give you the terms of exchange, that is maximum 15 days. You have to just return in case if you are not satisfied. In some cases the exchange policy is not applicable because the price of that particular apparel or the t-shirt or anything whichever you are purchasing, it is very less, and it would be more than it would be lesser than the particular price of the logistics. So in that case no particular return policy is applicable. The veggies which you buy from the online stores, whether it is JioMart, whether it is Big Basket, or from any store, that has got no return policy, because the price of the veggies is much less as compared to price of the transportation. So here when we talk about the basic price mix, it includes the fixed price component and the terms of exchange. Here the examples are the list price, the usual terms of payment, and the terms of credit. When we talk about the price promotion mix, it indicates the additional price reductions in various forms of short periods to tempt the people to buy. For example, during the festival time, Flipkart and Amazon comes up with the flash sales and the big billion days sales. These are the particular seasons wherein they reduce the price. They actually don't reduce, actually the sellers or the suppliers, those who are associated with the Flipkart or with the Amazon, they slash the prices in order to promote the sales of the product during the season, and that is called as the price promotion mix. Here the examples are exceptionally favorable price, end of season sales, exceptionally favorable terms and conditions. Recently, 2 days before, Hyundai has given a full page advertisement on Times of India News Daily, and in that they had shown the picture of their models which are the highest selling brands, and they gave that particular advertisement by indicating that what would be the offers which you would be getting in case if you purchase that. For example, in Amaze you would be getting benefits or accessories of around 22,000 if you order it now. In Honda City you would be getting benefits of accessories of around 45,000 rupees if you order it now. So that is how the company is giving that particular advertisement. Along with that, they had given in bold letters that every lakh the EMI would be calculated as 1.57. That means after every lakh you are just paying around 1,570 rupees as EMI. So people will calculate accordingly. If they take a loan of 5 lakh, what would be the EMI? And then they can take a decision. So with the exceptionally favorable price, end of season sales, exceptionally favorable terms and condition, the real estate, hospitality, tourism, automobile industry, retail industry, they get that particular business. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Any confusions with anyone? So
No.
we have now discussed about the concept of price. I have also talked about the difference between the perception of the price from the seller's perspective and from the consumer's perspective. I have further talked about the examples of price that is not restricted to only the particular one thing, but it is also called as the bribe, the commission, the interest, the fee, the tuition, anything, whichever you are paying in order to get anything. And then we have discussed about the concept of basic price mix and price promotion mix. Now let us understand about the pricing equations for the consumers through this PowerPoint slide. As you know that price is the list price minus the incentives and the allowances plus the extra fees. Here, for example, the new item which is being purchased, it is the new car which is being bought by you. So the price will be the final price that will be equal to the list price minus the incentive and allowances. That means the rebate, the cash discount, or the old car trade-in. Sometimes you exchange the old cars and then you get some value that gets deducted into the price of the new car. And then extra fees will be the financing charges, the special accessories which you want, and then the destination charges in case if you want a home delivery at a longer distance, then if it has to be just taken through a particular vehicle, then what would be the logistics of the supply chain, that whatever the charges are there that you have to bond. For example, people living in Haryana, they are purchasing car from West Bengal, or they are purchasing car from Chhattisgarh, because over there the overall taxes are very less. So if you want to purchase a luxury car, you can purchase it from West Bengal or from Chhattisgarh, but for that your address should be of that particular place so that you can get the passing from there. If you get the passing from there, then the taxes, the road tax which you are going to pay, that will be around 60,000 to 70,000 lesser than what you are paying in Maharashtra or what you are paying in MP or in UP. So this is how the people are trying to get just take the advantage. So if someone has taken a vehicle but is living to some other in other any other state, whatever the logistics cost will be there, that will be called as the destination charge. Now talking about the college, here you are studying in MBA program. Now the term in college, that is the second term for which you have taken admission. The price will be the tuition fee. That will be the published tuition fee as per the notification of Samaj Kalyan and Shikshan Shulk Samiti that is being available to you, minus the scholarship. If you are getting a scholarship, that will be reduced. Then other financial aids which you are getting from any other organization, and discount in case if it is available, that is being reduced, plus the special activity fees. Sometimes in schools, sometimes in colleges, they charge special fees for providing internship outside the country, for providing on the job training, for providing uniform, for example, for providing laptop, that will be something else, or for going for outbound activity, that will be the additional charge which is sometimes borne by the student. So the total fee will be your published tuition fee minus scholarship and other financial aid plus the special activity fees. The third example is the merchandise brought from a wholesaler by a retailer. So the price will be the invoice price, then that is equal to the list price. From there we will reduce the quantity discount, the cash discount, the seasonal discount or functional or trade discount, and we will add the penalty for late payment in case if it is there. ये तीन एग्जांपल्स के थ्रू मैंने आपको प्राइस एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश की है. Did you understand that? Any doubts, any confusion?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay. Now talking about the profit equations for the sellers. Profit is basically, in terms of accounting, you can say that total revenue minus the total cost, TR minus TC. Profit is, in other words, unit price into the quantity sold minus the total cost. So here if you look at the sales revenue is that expenses and profits both, whatever you are incurring that as a result of sales, that is called as revenue. But if you reduce the expenses from the sales revenue, you will arrive at the profit figure. That is very important, which is called as the magic figure or the bottom line for any organization. Whereas the sales revenue is called as the top line for any organization. Now let us understand about the factors affecting the pricing decision. The various factors that influence the pricing decision are classified into two categories: internal factors and the external factors. Internal factors includes the marketing objectives, marketing mix strategy, the cost, the organizational considerations. External factors include the nature of the market and demand, the competition, the other environmental factors like economy, the resellers, the government. This we have already talked about it when we discussed this concept in previous term. So every time what is your objective will decide what price you want to keep. If you want to just penetrate in the market, your price will be introductory and the pricing strategy will be called as penetration pricing strategy. If you want to gain more customers, then you can have the discounted pricing strategy, just like DMart. If you want to keep the prices low for every day compared to the market, then that will be called as everyday low pricing strategy. So every strategy will be based on the marketing objectives, the marketing mix strategies, the cost, the organizational considerations, etc. But it would be also influenced by the competition and other environmental conditions. For example, N95 mask. When the pandemic started in India, the N95 mask was sold for 250 rupees plus. In black market, it was sold for 300 also. But today, the same N95 mask is available at the pharmaceutical shops only for 12 rupees. The 3-ply mask is available only for 4 rupees. So that is because of the government conditions. They have already kept the ceiling limit beyond which the prices cannot be increased. The sanitizers, when launched in country, earlier they were existing, but the usage was very much limited. But because of the pandemic, when it became a part and parcel of life, many companies have tried to get the profits by keeping the prices high. But then the government has come up with the particular, again, the ceiling limit, that is half liter sanitizer price would not be more than 250 rupees. That is as per the government order. So now the sanitizers have become dirt cheap. So all these things are just because of the government conditions. The retailer's price also matters greatly. For example, there is a mango breed which is the most expensive breed in the world, and the price of that mango is 2.7 lakh per kg. And in India, there is one farmer who has just recently cultivated that particular plants of that Miyazaki species, which is a Japanese rare species of mango, and he had just hired 4 bouncers and 6 dogs to do the 24/7 surveillance of the farm, because the mango is quite expensive, 2.7 lakh per kg. It is highly expensive as compared to what we call it as the best mango of our country, that is Alfonso. So why I'm sharing that, if any reseller is getting that particular product, for example, if this farmer will send the particular same mangoes to United States, some dealer will be keeping it in their outlet. That dealer or the resellers or the stockist, they will further add their commission, and then that will become further expensive. So likewise, every product, the price is determined by the middleman also. Large number of middlemen will mean that the product will become very expensive by the time it reaches at your hand. Nature of market and demand, you have already learned about this concept in economics. You know the type of market structure. You have monopolistic competition, duopoly, oligopoly. All these are the examples. So based on the market conditions, the prices are also being determined. Is the point clear to all?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now the factors to be considered while setting a price. Let us understand about the internal factors. The first one is the marketing objectives. As you all know that marketing objectives greatly influence the pricing strategy. Market positioning basically influences your strategy. If your product is very strong in the market, for example Johnson and Johnson, people will pay extra price in order to get the product. But if your product doesn't have that particular value, for example any newcomer Bollywood actor having just first movie, when it is launched, people are not ready to pay for that particular ticket. It happened with Hrithik Roshan also in his first movie, which was actually launched long back during my time. People were not ready to watch that movie because they thought, who is this actor? That was the time when Shah Rukh Khan was actually leading in all the theaters. He was the heartthrob of many Indians, and that was the time of Salman Khan and Ajay Devgan. But then during that time, this particular newcomer had made his presence felt in the Bollywood industry with the movie called as Kaho Na Pyar Hai. And then after about 1 month, those who had gone to see the movie, after that their feedback, their overall reviews has created the particular footfall in the particular theaters. That time there were single screen theaters. Today we are talking about the multiplexes. That time there were single screen theaters, so single screen theaters were totally full. After about 1 month, there were houseful situations. So that was the positioning which was created afterwards. Initially, no one has thought about it, but then after that, people had started accepting that particular actor, and then he became very famous. Now, market positioning also influences your strategy. For example, Mercedes Benz, Audi, they can take this particular challenge. They can launch their particular model at a price of 1 CR plus. But Maruti can never take this particular challenge because they had already done this thing in past by launching the Kijashi, which was one of the premium car costing 18 lakh. The ex-showroom price was 18 lakh, but then they failed. Then they realized that our brand positioning is a middle class car. So what they did was they had come up to the market once again by launching the Nexa showroom. The full form of Nexa is called as the next generation experience. The very purpose of launching the Nexa showrooms across India was to give the premium customers a different feel and giving the extra features in their vehicles which are not probably there in case of the other cars of Maruti showroom. So here, for example, if you are purchasing Brezza from Maruti showroom, the top end features will become the base feature of Baleno, of S-Cross, or of any other vehicle which is being sold in the Nexa showroom. So the top end features of all the vehicles of Maruti showroom becomes the base model features for the Nexa showroom. That is the market positioning which they have created. Now, in case of Nexa showroom, they are using the silver color and white color paint, which indicates the richness and the premiumness. Whereas if you go to any Maruti showroom across India, you will find that they are using blue color and white color paint combination, which indicates the soothness, the calmness. So their positioning is entirely different. The pricing objective at the point could be survival, profit maximization, market share leadership, product quality leadership. These are the strategies. If you want to survive, you can keep the prices low. You will accept that the competition is very high. Let us keep the prices low so that you can at least survive. बोलते हैं ना नफा ना टोटा, केवल आप आओ हमारा प्रोडक्ट लेके जाओ. That is because of survival. आपने आज एक ठेला देखा खड़ा है, समोसे बेच रहा है, वो चलने लगा तो 10 ठेले आके खड़े हो जाते हैं. तो उस केस में क्या होता है, अब या तो सबको एक साथ मिलके पैसा बढ़ाएगा या कोई सस्ता कर देगा ताकि उसका प्रोडक्ट बिके. तो करंट प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन, जब आप ग्रोथ फेज में होते हैं, देन एट दैट पॉइंट यू वांट टू मैक्सिमाइज योर प्रॉफिट एंड देन दैट you can add on the price by offering some additional value to the customers. Market share leadership, again you have highest share of leadership in the market. Maggi, it is sold at a premium price in the market just because no other competitor is very close to them, whether it is this Yippee noodles from ITC, that is from Sunfeast, or Top Ramen noodles, or probably any other brand of Patanjali. No one is close to Maggi. Maggi is selling around 62% of the total noodles or the fast food in their category in India. And then remaining 38% of market share is occupied by all other players. So Maggi is leading. LIC is also leading, for example. So when you have the market share leadership, that time the prices would be entirely different. For example, the Olay cream, the Faces creams, all these comes with a very hefty price. People are ready to pay for that. Shahnaz Hussain creams, the cosmetic cream, they know that they have the brand valuation. The positioning is very strong. People will pay for it, and that is why their creams are very expensive. Product quality leadership. Quality also talks about your product a lot. Gillette cream are being sold at a higher price as compared to Park Avenue, because people know that those who perceive the quality of Gillette better as compared to Park Avenue, they are always ready to go for it. Gillette is one of the famous brand in terms of personal care product, the personal grooming product. But when you talk about the sales, it is the V-John in India, which is #1 brand in terms of the sales. So many strategies are there. Based on non-profit objective, you have partial or full cost recovery objective. For example, Jio made it free for all uh, for 1.5 years so that they could get the customers first, and then retaining those customers would be the key objective in order to get the break-even point as early as possible. You keep the prices low sometimes because you are doing social pricing. The social pricing is applicable in case of goods like, for example, the LPG cylinder, which comes to your home. The government is giving the subsidy because that is a kind of commodity which is essential for everyone, and that is social pricing. Some products comes up with a particular price which is very low just because of social pricing strategy. They cannot just include high profit margin in that product category, because that is meant for just helping the society for getting something better in the form of quality, in the form of product, in the form of services. The Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana, 350 rupees approximately they deduct from your bank account. That is a social pricing for the insurance. In return, they are giving you the insurance coverage of 2 lakh rupees. That is a social pricing. I hope the question is the point is clear to all. Now you know that a train, local train, if you travel, you are paying only 6 rupees or 7 rupees if you want to travel from Pune station to Pimpri. This 6-7 rupees hardly matters, but if you travel from bus, you will be paying more. For students, they have a student pass and they can travel with a less price. So that is a social pricing. Are you getting my point? I gave a lot of examples.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So it's now time to discuss your queries. I am open for that. Let me share with you your questions. I'm here to address. Anyone having any questions? Okay. No questions means you have not understood anything. Is that so?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay.
सर इस पे एमसीक्यू कैसे आएंगे सर? अभी ये इतना सारा ये
Just you have already given the exam in the first semester. So I think
Yes, sir.
this is an old question now. You should focus on the concepts. Questions will be based on the concepts only. Okay?
Okay.
If
Yes,
your
sir.
concepts are clear, the objective type questions would
Yes,
be
sir.
framed only from the concept. So you should not find it difficult. Thank you,
Yes, sir.
everyone. We will meet
Thank you.
once again in the geopolitics session after your next lecture.
Yes, sir.